就是目前现在是4连败，那对于这样的连败，像伤兵回归啊，那个球队有什么一些调整？因为还有伤兵问题。
So we're facing a challenge with four-game losing streak. With all the injuries and all the roster. Is there any plan on how we're gonna turn the table over?
Yeah. There's a plan every week. We have a plan every game, and even though we've had lost the 4 games in a row, 3 of them we had a chance to win. So the way I look at it, we're 0-2. The way we structure our season is in blocks of 6. So we finished the last block 4 and 6. You can look at it and say we're 0-4, but the way we structure it so that we stay on an even keel is we're actually 0-2. Don't know if that makes sense to you. So we've got 4 more blocks of our 6. So we've got to get the next 4 because only once last year we were ever below 4 and 2. So this year we had a 3 and 3. The previous block we had a chance to go 6 and 6. We were on a streak of our block 4-0, and then we dropped the last 2 right at home. So now we drop the next 2. So that's the way I look at it. But you don't really talk about whether how many wins you have in a row or how many losses you have in a row. We do it in blocks, and that's so you stay on an even keel and not worry about consecutive wins. You don't get carried away with consecutive wins, and you don't get too down with consecutive losses. But obviously that's what fans do. They read that. But to stay on an even keel and be professional is you focus on what the plan is to beat the next team. We had a good plan tonight. We had guys not play very well, and we still rotated our bench, and we're still within 1 or 2 or 3 points. And every time we just got close, we got 1 up or 2 down, we had a crucial turnover, or we could argue that we were fouled at the rim. That's what they tell me. They reckon they were fouled at the rim. But maybe you just got to finish and then you get a 3-point play. So it's hard for us. All I can do is argue on the players' behalf if they're saying it's a foul and talk to the referees about it. But I don't have that same feel unless you're in the game. So we had our chances, and so now we've got to move to the next game. I can't dwell on it. I mean, there's some things that are standing out that we know where we need to improve. There's some things that are bothering me that's consistent with us not winning the basketball games. We're in close games, and there's no need for me to talk about it. I mean, you can probably look at the statistics and see it, but because I don't want to give my opponent any advantage to talk about what I know is bothering us. But we just have to adjust, and compared to what's going on right now is that there's a glaring problem, right? So we have to fix it in order to get back on track.
好，那其实教练也从上个赛季就讲了，我们都是以6场去计算的，所以其实教练不会想要去看连胜或连败。那确实球迷们会现在是看到我们是4连败，但是我们以我们自己的计算方式的话，我们上一个6场的话，我们是4胜2败。那这个新的6场的话，我们现在是0胜2败。所以教练是用6场的方式去把这一个赛季把它剖析出来，这样才不会导致大家觉得好像有连胜有连败这件事情，这样那大家也不会想太多。对，那其实每一个礼拜我们都很认真的去准备每一场比赛，对，而且我们都是有很好的计划。那今天其实我们也打得还不错，我们有按照我们的计划进行，但是只要每一次我们领先1分或者是落后2分的时候，我们就失误，然后或者是我们就在上篮的时候其实是有被犯规的，但是教练也没有办法说太多，因为只有在球场上的球员可以知道他到底有没有被犯规。那教练在场边就只能帮球员们跟裁判们去做讨论，然后跟他们讲说，有犯规还是有没有这样。那其实教练知道我们自己有很多事情需要去改进啊，对，那这些小事情其实也一直都就觉得这个赛季怎么一直没有办法去修正。那教练没有多说，那我们就会现在准备好下一场比赛。刚刚在休息室没有讲任何有关今天的东西，就直接讲我们下个礼拜要怎么样去应对下一场比赛。
谢谢。现场媒体有没有先发问？
Coach, in the fourth quarter, about 2.5 minutes in, I think you called your players over and you pointed at the scoreboard and you said something to them. I'm not sure if I saw correctly, but if that was the case, what did you say to them?
I just I just talked to him about the play, and we got the ball exactly where we wanted. We got Kupsis under the basket, but we didn't finish, right? Whether it's a foul or not a foul. So I tried to remind him that there was still a lot of time, and we just needed to focus on the execution of what we wanted to do. And they went out and they got the ball exactly where we wanted it, but we just didn't score. But that's just one play, There's plays in the middle of the game. It's a 2-point game, and we get the ball to Bo close to the rim, and we don't finish. So they're saying they're fouled. Okay, that's what I mean. I don't know because I'm not right there. But then I've got to argue the point, obviously, to try and get the referees to look at it because it's hard to finish if you're fouled. So that's basically what I said. There's a lot of time in the game. The game was still close, and I felt if this game was close tonight that we would win. I prepared the team saying I think we're going to win by 1 or 2 or 3 points, and they say we're going to win by more than that. But I just had a feeling the game would be tight, and it was tight. Again, they brought in another new player. We didn't take advantage of that. I think you can bring new players and it helps sometimes, but a lot of times it can disrupt your chemistry and your flow of what you're trying to do. So I was really surprised to see all the player changes that they're making right now when they're winning. So, but that's their business, not my business. So, but I think usually you can take advantage of that. Someone new, they don't know the league, they don't know the strength, and it looked like we were taking advantage of that at a particular time in the game. But as I said, when the game got tight, if you go back and you look at any time, we had a silly turnover, a couple of silly turnovers. We dribble and fall over, we throw the ball straight in the guy's hands. You just don't do. And I'm not talking about young players. I'm talking about experienced players, right? You just it's hard to win those close games when you're making those sort of errors. So, for me, that's fixable, right? Provided we remain mentally tough and focused. And we lost by 7, right? To me, it was a 2 or 3, 4 point game, really, the whole game. We're on the road. But you look at us individually, you're probably trying to figure out how in the hell we got so close. But we played some good team basketball. We had some individuals, when you look at their statistics, they're way down. But we played some great team basketball, offense and defense. And, we put ourselves in a chance to win it, but we just didn't seem to capitalise, as you say, that moment, in those moments when we need to do that.
那其实教练当时其实就是有讲述我们要把球给到 K， 然后再拦下让 K 去做得分。那确实我们有做到，就是没有把球放进去这样子。对，那其实整场下来，教练觉得我们在某一些关键，其实教练常常说都不是最后一颗球啦，都是整场球，就有时候 Bo 可能没有把球放进去。那这个又反过来讲说，Bo 转头过来跟讲说，其实有被犯规。那教练他没有在场上，他就只能跟 Bo 讲确定这样子，然后去帮 Bo 声援这样。对，那其实我们回答刚刚那个问题，我们最后2分钟的时候，教练告诉我们讲说，我们有机会赢下来，我们时间还很多，而且分数没有差很多，所以我们一定有机会可以把它赢下来。那教练也有讲到说，其实中信他们现在是战绩很好，然后他们也一直连胜嘛，但是他们有去做球员的变动，但我们没有趁这个机会去好好的利用这个机会，因为有新的球员进来，有可能是好，有可能是坏，对，那他还要去熟悉这个球队的体系，熟悉这个联盟的状况，所以教练觉得这一次其实没有好好把握这个机会把这场球拿下，因为他觉得新的球员进来确实还需要时间去做适应。对，那再来就是我们其他的一些失误的部分啊，对，这些失误都是不管是年轻球员或者老球员都不应该有这些失误的。那其实教练也告诉大家，我们心理层面一定要把持住，因为就是对他来看就是2-3分而已。就是我们现在打篮球其实是有很好的进攻，也有很好的防守，对，没有什么太大的问题。但就是每次到这个时刻的时候，我们可以把胜利收进口袋的时候，我们就没有把握好这个机会。
我直接问纯安，就是今天12分是你本季新高，对，然后但主要是想问你说，就是就你自己作为队长观察，因为去年你们海神其实算是一枝独秀，但今年就是战绩比较有起伏，现在更跌到第3，那你自己怎么看球队这2季的改变？
没有啊，就是一开始我们开季就有讲过说，其实我们这一季就是别人的猎物嘛。那我们现在就只是，我觉得季中发生这些事情都是好事啊，因为你真的到季后赛的时候4强7战4胜，大家都是平起平坐的、啊，对吧、而且我说实在话，我们今天掉到第4，中信才要怕， 对不对？所以其实对我来说，其实我也没什么好讲的，反正我就是想尽办法帮助球队，就这样。对。
今天想请问一下，虽然今天很可惜输球，但能不能请教练谈一下，包括吴晓锦还有纯安今天在替补上面表现？纯安也是，晓锦也是第一次打先发这个位置嘛，请教练可以谈一下。
We'll briefly talk about today. You know, even though we lost the game, but we start Jasper. It's his first start, and then you have Eric, you know, off the bench and performed pretty well.
Yeah. Well, Jasper started. Obviously, Lewis is a big loss for us. Like he's our main three man. We don't really have anybody else his size to play in that spot. So it really fell on Jasper and Eric with their experience to try and cover Lewis. And I thought both did a pretty good job. You know, I think that was a bright light of today's game was certainly Jasper's and Eric's performance. You know, we talked about the opportunity to play more minutes, and those two guys really did a good job. I think that was a real positive for us today.
回答的问题就是，确实因为小林的状况，然后我们现在有Jasper 跟 Eric 对他们上来去做替补。那其实这一整个在准备的过程中，教练就一直提醒他们上场时间会够，尤其是要靠你的经验可以帮助我们的球队。那今天整场球下来，其实刚刚这个点也是很好的一个点啊，我们有看到一个有看到我们的近况，其实调整还可以。对，那就之后小景跟 Eric 他们的周子当然也会越来越多。
I've got a question for Koopses. After readjusting and getting healthy, and you came back today and you led the Aquas in scoring, how's your condition right now?
That's it.
My condition is okay.
You want to answer? I answer you.
对，状况还不错，他状况调整的还不错。
今天再请 Cooks 谈一下，他可能不知道，他今天是完成了在 T1 联盟2季，他打成了1000分，对，已经超过1000分，然后他今天拿了33分，他在第一节就拿下生涯1000分，请他特别谈一下。
Today you scored 1,000 point in T1 league within 2 seasons. In the first quarter, you actually exceeded 1,000 points. So any doubt in that?
It's nice, of course, but like I said, last year many times and this year many times. So I'm not chasing the statistics and nothing like that. And also, 1,000 points is okay. I understand that it's something for you guys, but for me, it's like I always care more about winning, and especially now because we lost. This 1,000 points now is not that satisfying, after win. So it's just a number, that's it. I care more about the wins. This is my goal here.
对，那对库萨斯当然还是很开心啊。但1000分对他来讲确实是一个里程碑，但是他来这边的最重要的任务就是要帮球队赢球。对，所以拿下冠军应该是他从上个赛季到这个赛季都永远没有变的目标。对，所以1000分是还不错，但是他觉得要把球赢下来，然后最后达到我们要的目标才是他的任务。
那现场还有媒体要发问吗？没有的话，那我们记者会到此结束了，谢谢。
谢谢。